In today's video, we will be discussing the utilization of dental services, which comes under the topic of social sciences and health behavior under public health dentistry. Now, utilization of dental services, you need to remember the definition, the need for dental care, the triggers for the utilization of health services, and the factors which affect utilization. So, we will discuss this with the help of this mind map, and I hope you like the concept of this mind maps by the end of this video. So, let's begin. Utilization of dental services is defined as the actual attendance by the members of the public at healthcare facilities to receive care. So, for example, if you organize a community dental checkup, if you calculate the number of people who attended the healthcare facilities and received care, is basically the definition of utilization of dental services. Coming to the need for dental care. So, the types of needs are three kinds: normative need, felt need, and expressed need. Okay, normative need, felt need, and expressed need. So, what is normative need? Normative need is when the requirement for care is determined by expert opinion. So, if you as a health professional or you as a dentist decide that this patient requires care, then it is normative need. The patient himself is not able to figure out if he is requiring care. Okay. Felt need, on the other hand, is when the requirement for care is determined by the patient or public. So, if the patient feels that he requires care, that is called as felt need. And there is something called as expressed need. Now, expressed need is when the patient demands for health care. So, the attempts by the members of the public to seek attention for their perceived needs. So, they are actually demanding healthcare facilities. So, it is an attempt by the members of public to seek attention for their perceived needs. Now, there are different approaches to estimate need. Okay, so if you want to estimate the normative need, you will have to collect surveys of dental health status. So, you will have to go and actually survey their dental health status of that in that community or those group of individuals that you want to estimate the need for. Okay, next, if you want to estimate the felt need, then you will have to take surveys of need for dental care using questionnaires, because at this point the patient knows that he needs care. Okay, and if you want to estimate need in the case of an expressed need, you can take an analysis of service or treatment records. So, you can take an analysis of all the records or the services that the people have availed, and that will be the and that is how you can basically estimate the need of that population. So, now we are done with definition and need for dental care. Coming to the factors which affect utilization. Now, the factors which affect utilization are age, sex, education, socioeconomic status, occupation, residence, socio-cultural factors, organizational factors, and cost of services. Now, age. So, what are we trying to determine here? At what age are the people going to mostly utilize the dental services provided to them? So, the dental services provided to them will be highest utilized by the teenage, low for the youngest age, and there is constant decline for the remaining age group. Coming to the sex, the females are said to utilize the dental services better than the males. Coming to education, more the education, better will be the more educated the people are, better will be their utilization for dental services. Socioeconomic status, higher their socioeconomic status, better will be their utilization. Occupation, it is said that the professional occupation will have a greater utilization compared to the non-skilled workers. Residents, people in the urban areas have better utilization than the rural areas, and people coming from a larger community will have better utilization than the smaller communities. Socio-cultural factors. So, the culture, the ethnics, the reference groups, and the knowledge about dental healthcare and services, and the perception, attitude, and beliefs actually determine what kind of utilization they have with respect to the dental services. So, their attitude and their perception towards the dental care system actually determines a lot of, it actually has a huge role in determining whether the population will utilize the dental services. Next, you have the organizational factors. So what it's trying to say is that if you want to change something, like if change is to be effected, if you want to change something in that community, you cannot just increase the manpower and let it and believe that things will change. That's not how it works. You have to change the basis of the system and the system of delivery if you decide to change something in this community. So you actually have to change the basis of the system. Okay, so these are organizational factors. Then cost of services. Cost in terms of dental services is one of the major barriers for people to utilize dental services. But it is also said to believe that even if cost reduces, a large group of people will actually not perceive themselves as patients, or they will not even realize that they need to be patients, or they do not want to be patients. And even if you reduce the cost or you make it null, they will not know that they are eligible for care at no expense to themselves. So these are all the factors that affect utilization. Coming to the triggers for utilization of health services. So the triggers for utilization include occurrence of interpersonal crisis. Now what does this mean? Suppose like the patient does not know that his disease is actually perceived, like what he thinks is that this is a very minor symptom, but then he realizes that everybody in his community has this disease. So there is a domestic crisis, and this will lead to the change of perception of this patient. So now he will think that, oh, this is something that I need to take care of, and he will utilize the dental services. So it is a change in personal relationships such as domestic crisis can change the evaluation of what may have been perceived as an otherwise minor symptom. Next is symptoms which interfere with normal social relations. So if the person has to, say, go for a trip, and he realizes that this is interfering in his trip, like the pain is interfering, he might visit the dentist. Next is the symptoms that interfere with vocational or physical activity. So if he's having pain which is affecting his normal day-to-day activities, he's going to utilize the services. Next is temporalizing of symptomatology. So most patients, they will be like, okay, so if this pain does not reduce by the end of this month, I will visit the dentist. So this is called as temporalizing of symptomatology. So this is the deadline which is set by the patient himself. Okay, and then he will visit the dentist. So it's going to be a trigger factor for him that, okay, the pain has not reduced, I think I must visit the dentist. Next is sanctioning. Sanctioning is basically pressure from friends. So if he himself is not able to decide, he goes to his friends, and his friends pressurize him to visit the dental office. So that is known as sanctioning. Now this is known as lay referral work. When lay referral work is basically the process of consultation with friends. So the friends are basically pressurizing him to utilize the dental services. So this is about the utilization of dental services, where we studied the definition, the need for dental care, the factors affecting utilization, and the triggers for utilization of health services. I hope you like the concept of mind maps in this video, and stay tuned for another video coming really soon.